I personally hope that this is the de-escalation point, that the left and right can look at each other honestly, which this is probably isn't going to happen, but God forbid, the left and right can look at each other honestly and admit that there are faults. Mainly right now on the left, because they're the ones that won't have the dialogue. So really, the responsibility is on them. And if they don't change, it's going to turn into a hot civil war, which no one wants. Let me no. The people. I have a friend who's in the military who said this. You don't want the reality of violence in the streets. Like you can already find it in a lot of like ghettos and stuff, and like it's tough places to live. But as far as war violence, that we've never experienced that on American soil since the Civil War. So we haven't experienced on American soil in modern times, and we don't want to be those people. We don't want to test. We don't want to be the guinea pigs for modern Civil War. Let's not, Americans. Let's not. So, but in reality, the left have to. The left have to change. They have to change on the discourse level, on the dialogue informational level, because until they do, this is going to get worse and worse, and there's going to be a boiling point. And because the left is now the aggressors, which I'm not even like when you think of Republicans, when I think of Republicans and under just George Bush W, I cringe. It's like honestly, the people who hate Trump, like even 2016 Trump, he's actually like light years more moderate and better for both parties than I would say Bush W. Bush W sucked, and I wasn't even around before then as far as Republicans go, but the left they need to fix this, because if they don't, more moderates are just going to keep on going right. And as much as I don't want as like a lot of they kind of dropped the ball, the left party did, the Democratic Party. You don't want the Republicans to have all that power. I don't want them to have all that power. So until until there's allowed to be a dialogue, because that's what they want. That's the question is they, but whoever is making these radical changes in American society on an upper level, they want division. They want division, and you can't give it to them. You can't give them violence. Okay, so I just all day today I was thinking about just ranting at the screen. So rant's over. Let me get into the facts, and I'll put a little note in there to fast forward to this point in the video. So 8 minutes in, the reason I titled this the American, what I titled it, the end of the U.S. Cold Civil War, which I think is a good way to put it, because at this point it's either going to get hot or it's going to die down. At the end of the day, Charlie Kirk's going to be a martyr. I mean, he already is a martyr, but by definition he's a martyr. But he's going to be a martyr for a counter movement, which a lot of people say, "Oh, Republicans aren't power. Republicans aren't power." Republicans, like my dad always says, give Republicans power, they'll find a way to fuck it up. Just both parties suck.